other part is how open everybody is. I swear to God, has George Kittle ever been covered on any catch in the last month? He's wide open.
Oh,
So
shit.
to me, it's always empty calories with Brock Purdy. You got to watch the games. In the second half, in a tight game,
shit.
2 ugly picks. Threw behind Juwan Jennings on a big third down. Yes, they missed field goals of 51 and 58 yards. Why did they have to kick field goals of 51 and 58 yards? Because he missed to Juwan Jennings, or he doesn't quite have the athletic ability that his backup Josh Dobbs had to run into the end zone. I mean, every time you throw the ball over the middle, you're holding your breath. You're not with Mahomes or Herbert. I don't feel that way with Josh Allen. I do with Brock Purdy.
My God.
I don't feel that way with Jared Goff.
I love this.
This idea that he's a $50 million quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo won 69% of his games in San Francisco, and Niner fans couldn't get him out of town fast enough. Maybe they were jealous because he was so handsome. He won 69% of his games. He got to Super Bowls. They couldn't get him out of town fast enough. They blamed him for losing to Mahomes in the Super Bowl because he missed one deep route. Purdy's winning 64% of his games. It seems to me, and by the way, he's also hurt again. And he's been hurt multiple times because he's a smaller athlete. I thought it was interesting when Josh Dobbs came in, who's just a remarkable kid. I think he was like a chemical engineer at Tennessee. You can give him a playbook, you can memorize it in 15 minutes. But he ran for a touchdown because he's a super athletic kid. I don't think Brock Purdy could have run for a touchdown. Dobbs a faster, more elegant athlete. So the idea that I've got to pay him $50 million and pay him early, there is a difference. I'm sorry, guys, but there is a difference between aliens and a small plane flying over your house, or maybe your neighbor's drone. And there's a difference between guys who are literally tractors, like they're pulling a franchise to wins. And guys that are trailers, they're mostly being pulled. Second half, game on the line, playing with a lead, 2 really ugly picks when he had to throw it over the middle. And again, here's Kyle Shanahan after on his injury.
I know everyone, when they hear about Brock's elbow and stuff, just like me, you think of the elbow injury from a couple years ago. But, just talking to doctors, he just got hit in the right spot. And when you get hit there, your nerves go and you can't feel much. But hopefully it'll be all right.
And let's, again, I'm going to get to the Detroit Lions after the break. Herd hierarchy, top of the hour, Nick Wright, Urban Meyer. So let's talk about this whole thing about what you pay a quarterback. Because we've seen with Dak, if you pay A-plus money to a B++ quarterback, you can't have a legitimate roster. I mean, look at the Cowboys compared to the Eagles. How many guys would even start for the Cowboys on the Eagles? Right? Because you've been paying Dak, overpaying him for years and years and years. And so this is a big topic. This stuff's really important. You can overpay a wide receiver. You pay him 20, he's worth 15. You start overpaying a quarterback 58, and he's worth 33. One of the reasons Tampa's so good is because they're getting a deal on Baker Mayfield. They're paying him $33 million. I take Baker over Brock Purdy in a second. $33 million. They're getting a deal.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to say on that, because the Cowboys had many, many years. They had 4 years with Dak Prescott where they averaged basically $1 million of compensation. And even after the franchise tag year, which was $31 million, his cap hit numbers were 17, 19, and then this past year, 17, 19, 27, and then this past season, 48. Not the worst paid guy in the NFL by far. Not at all. Not even close. But be that as it may, I'm enjoying that, everybody was on the bandwagon about how great he is. He's generous. They literally, speaking of snow, they were literally making him out to be Joe Montana. And things that I pointed out, and I'm like, bro, because it always, Purdy's so much better than Dak Prescott. And we keep getting told that, it doesn't matter about the talent. This year, we've heard over and over again, well, Christian McCaffrey's hurt. Dudes, we didn't have a freaking running game. We had the worst rushing attack in football the first half of the season. And this is when you had, Brandon Ayuk, you had Deebo Samuels, and you got Kittle. And I'm sitting here looking at the separation that these guys have. It's just like unfreaking real. It's unreal in comparison to what you see with the Cowboys. The Cowboys, talent-wise, we're not even in the same area code as George Kittle at tight end. Not even close. Now, granted, they didn't have Christian McCaffrey, but they still actually ran the ball better than the Cowboys did this year. And they had Kittle, who has been all-world tight end, as much as I hate that guy. Do you get on your side of the road? It's just unbelievable, but it's funny because now people are beginning to wake up and realize maybe he's not as good as we thought. And here's the thing that's always funny to me. It's always funny because what happens is quarterback has a good year out the box, and they've got generational talent. He's great, this, that, and the other. You know, last year it was C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud, oh my God, he's so much better than what Dak Prescott is, and he's going to be it, right? C.J. Stroud, he did have a great season the first year. They also had a last place schedule or third place schedule, which made it a little bit easier. And teams didn't know anything about him. But what happens in the offseason is now there's film on your ass. And teams go through and find out, what is it that you do well that we can take away? And that's what happens why the next year, as we're going through an anointing, oh my God, this guy is so great. He's got all the intangibles, this, that, and the other. And getting behind them that they're the greatest thing ever. And then a year or two later, they fail. Deshaun Watson is another one of those. Oh my God, Deshaun Watson, he's incredible. He's got this arm, the presence, the athletic ability, and everything else. And you can see the last 3 years has just been straight up garbage. It's not even a shell of that season that he had on a 4-12 team. It's hard to play quarterback in the NFL. It's just hard. There's few and far between of guys that can play it at an elite level and can play it consistency year after year after year. And I for one, I'm excited that that the chickens are coming home to roost, so to speak, on Brock Purdy, because 49er fans swore they had the greatest quarterback of all time. And now that he doesn't have all of the things being a perfect system for him, okay, that he doesn't have two great receivers, a great tight end, a great running game, and the offensive line that's great, that he ain't the one. He ain't the one. Oh, boy. All right, good people. Hope y'all are having a great day. Peace out.